No one knew that on that night, at the highest peak of the Himalaya, time itself was about to break. Dr. Stephen Strange, sitting in deep meditation at Kamartaj, felt something he had never felt before. The Eye of Agamotto, the Time Stone, began to vibrate, not with energy, with fear. Strange opened his eyes. Before him stood the Ancient One, with an expression she had never shown. "Stephen," she said in a low voice, "there is a universe that does not obey the rules of ours." "Another universe?" Strange asked, feeling something much larger approaching. "There, magic is not learned, it is inherited, and that world is being devoured by darkness." The Eye of Agamotto blazed with force. "This is not a vision," the Ancient One continued. "It is a call, a plea from a place that is dying." Strange felt a chill run down his spine. Who sent it? The Ancient One looked into the void. Someone who has already lost everything. What if this universe could not save itself alone? The portal opened, but it didn't lead to any known realm. Strange took a step, and the world changed. Ancient stone alleys, shops filled with wands, newspapers moving on their own, brooms flying overhead. "This," he whispered, "is not dimensional sorcery. This is a completely different magical system. Welcome, Dr. Strange." The voice came from an elderly man with a white beard, bright eyes, and a calm that concealed centuries of secrets. "Who are you?" Strange asked. "Albus Dumbledore, headmaster of Hogwarts." Strange frowned. "How do you know who I am?" Dumbledore smiled. "Because even in our world, time speaks, and it told me you would come." He led him to the leaky cauldron, to a hidden room. "Our world is being destroyed by Lord Voldemort, a wizard who split his soul to become immortal. He fragmented his soul." Strange murmured, "Yes. Horcruxes, objects that contain pieces of his spirit." Strange took a deep breath. "In my universe, I fought an eternal entity called Dormammu, and I defeated him using time." Dumbledore looked at him with intensity. "That is why we need you. But the truly unsettling thing is, Voldemort has never faced magic like yours." The wall moved, and a house that didn't exist appeared. Number 12, Grimmauld Place. Inside, a group of faces marked by war watched Strange. "Friends," Dumbledore said, "I present Dr. Stephen Strange from another universe." A man with a hard gaze stepped forward. "Mad-Eye Moody, and what are you?" "A doctor who learned to bend reality." Strange raised his hands. Golden mandalas floated in the air. The room filled with light. "I open portals, I control time, and I fight cosmic threats." A young woman with purple hair smiled. "Tonks, and I must admit, that was impressive." "Remus Lupin," another man said. "Welcome to our war." Sirius Black stepped forward. "If you're truly willing to fight, this is your place." Dumbledore took a deep breath. "We are the Order of the Phoenix, and Voldemort has returned." Strange lowered his gaze. "Then to defeat him, we will have to destroy his soul." But what none of them knew was that the most dangerous fragment was still alive. In the shadows, a cold, metallic laugh filled the air. "So, a stranger from another universe has entered my world." Lord Voldemort, with red serpentine eyes and snakes dancing over his wand, observed every movement of Strange. Bellatrix Lestrange at his side smiled. "My lord, may I play with him first?" Voldemort raised his hand. "Patience, Bellatrix. Let him introduce himself." Strange felt a pressure, something more than magic, something that bent reality around him. "I don't come to fight," Strange said, voice firm. "But if necessary, I will protect this universe." "Protect it?" Voldemort echoed with contempt. "Your time and your portals mean nothing here." The room trembled. Dark magic surged in violent waves. The floor cracked. The air burned. Strange raised his hands. Golden mandalas floated, creating barriers between them. "You're not the only one who can bend reality," Strange murmured, and the battle had barely begun. At this exact moment, everything changed. Bellatrix raised her wand. Green sparks flew in all directions. Strange spun, using portals to dodge. "Careful," taunts shouted, but Strange's magic wasn't only defensive. A golden circle appeared beneath Bellatrix's feet, dragging the energy of her attack and returning it toward her. "Impossible," Bellatrix shrieked, falling backward. Strange took a deep breath. Every movement was measured, every spell, a reflection of his training and experience with Dormammu. "Do not underestimate the fusion of universes," Strange murmured. Dumbledore watched from a corner. The others of the Order prepared themselves. They had never seen anything like it. "This is not a common wizard," Lupin said. "He is something more." And in the distance, Voldemort smiled, because even a small victory from Strange only made the war more entertaining for him. "Wait, don't miss this detail." Silence fell over the destroyed room. Bellatrix had vanished in a black flash. Voldemort had retreated. Dr. Strange remained motionless. The Eye of Agamotto on his chest vibrated. Not as before, not from magic, but from something else. "This," Strange whispered, "is not temporal energy." "Then what is it?" Dumbledore asked. Strange raised the eye. "It's a call from another universe." Suddenly, the sky turned red, reality trembled, the walls rippled like water, a figure descended slowly through a scarlet storm, hair blowing in the wind, hands glowing, eyes filled with pain. Strange stepped back. "Wanda." The air vibrated with her presence. "Stephen," she said, voice broken, "I knew you would hear me. The war had just changed." Wanda Maximoff touched the ground. A wave of red energy expanded. The wizard stepped back. "Stephen," she whispered, "this world is not mine." "I know," Strange responded, "but you found it." Wanda looked around. "After Westview, after the Darkhold, reality began speaking to me, and I felt your universe." Dumbledore stepped forward. "This world sent no signal, Wanda." She looked directly at him. "Not you, but the wound in this world." Tonks murmured, "Her power is terrifying." Strange approached. "Why did you come, Wanda?" She closed her eyes. "Because a soul has been broken into 7 parts, and it is rotting this reality." Dumbledore inhaled sharply. "Horcruxes," Strange understood. "She can sense them, because chaos sees what normal magic cannot." In Malfoy Manor, Voldemort gazed at the crystal sphere. Inside, Wanda, interesting. Bellatrix trembled. "She is dangerous, my lord." Voldemort smiled. "No, she is valuable." He turned the Elder Wand. "If I control time and reality, I will be a god. But the truly shocking thing is what happens next." Wanda touched the map. "There aren't 5, there are 6. 1 is alive." Dumbledore paled. "Harry," the boy entered. "You called me." Strange looked at him. "You carry a fragment of Voldemort." Harry felt the world stop. "I am a Horcrux. Then I must die." "No," Wanda said. "I can protect your soul. And you, Stephen, will turn back time." Strange hesitated. "It's one chance only." Harry raised his eyes. "Then let's do it." The Hall of Prophecies, shadows, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Harry Potter, Voldemort appeared. 3 universes, 1 ending. Avada Kedavra! The green light exploded. Strange opened a portal. Wanda created a red wall. "Now!" Strange shouted. Time shattered. "No!" Voldemort screamed. Wanda raised her hands. "We're taking you to the beginning." Reality faded. The past manifested before their eyes. A boy with red eyes named Tom Riddle sat in the orphanage, staring into the void, hungry for power. "Here," Wanda whispered. "This is where it all began." Strange maintained the temporal circle open, sweating from the effort. "This consumes too much energy." Harry watched the scene. His scar burned. "That child became the monster who destroyed my life." Young Tom slowly turned his head, as if he could sense them through time. "Who's there?" Wanda extended her hands. Chaos energy enveloped the child, not with violence, but with something deeper. She showed him everything, every death, every soul split, every life destroyed, all the suffering he would cause. Tom Riddle fell to his knees, screaming. In the present, Voldemort also screamed, feeling every fragment of his soul reached by the past. The Horcruxes began to collapse. One by one, the diary burned, the ring cracked, the cup disintegrated, the diadem vanished. Nagini turned to ash, and the fragment inside Harry simply separated without pain, floating toward the red light. Wanda held it carefully. "This didn't belong to you. It never should have been there." Harry felt something release inside his chest, as if he could finally breathe. Voldemort fell to his knees. His body began to fade. Without Horcruxes, without immortality, death finally arrived. "Impossible," he murmured. "I was eternal." Strange closed the temporal portal. "No one is eternal." Voldemort's body turned to dust and disappeared. Silence filled the hall. Dumbledore appeared with the Order of the Phoenix, observing the remains of the battle. "It's over." Wanda looked at Strange. "I must go. This is not my universe." Strange nodded. "I know, but thank you." She smiled slightly. "Be careful with the multiverse, Devon. It's becoming more fragile." She opened a scarlet portal and disappeared. Harry approached. "Dr. Strange, thank you." Strange put a hand on his shoulder. "You lived with a part of him for years, and you never let yourself be consumed. That requires more strength than any magic." The eye of Agamotto glowed one last time. Strange felt the dimensional pull. His world was calling him back. Dumbledore extended his hand. "This encounter will remain in our memories, Doctor." Strange shook it, and in mine as well. The golden portal opened. Strange took one last look at the wizarding world. At the flying brooms, at the wizards he never truly knew, but who fought by his side. He crossed the portal. Kamartash received him with its usual silence. The Ancient One was waiting. "You felt it?" she asked. One universe healed, another strengthened, and I learned that magic has many forms. Strange looked at the Eye of Agamotto, now resting peacefully. The multiverse is larger than I believed. Much larger, the Ancient One responded, and someday you will have to protect it all. Strange closed his eyes. He knew that night in the Himalaya, something had changed forever, but he also knew when time and reality needed him, he would be ready. Because Dr. Stephen Strange was not only the Sorcerer Supreme of his universe, now he was a guardian between worlds, and the next threat was already awakening somewhere between the cracks of reality, waiting for its moment. But that is another story.
Hey!